How we doing, guys? Welcome to the preview and the predicted lineup. Arsenal against Everton, and we finally get to play that game in hand. So, like I said, it's Arsenal against Everton, and we finally get the opportunity of playing the game in hand. For quite a number of weeks now, we've been sitting there and saying, we have a game in hand. We have a game in hand. We have a game in hand. We've been saying it a lot. But this is that opportunity now to play that game in hand. Now, it only means something if we pick up the 3 points. There's no good. I've been sitting there for the last few weeks saying, yeah, we're 2 points clear, but we got a game in hand. We'll be all right if you don't win the game. Now, of course, we're playing Everton. And we all know what happened against Everton about 4 weeks or so ago. The Sean Dyche effect, new manager bounce, and Everton would deserve winners. They beat us comprehensively. They were the better side, and you can't take that away from them. Since then, they've been losing games again. It's always Arsenal, and it happens too. But I'm looking at recent form between the sides, and I didn't actually realise how poor it's actually been for Arsenal. In the last 5 games, we've lost 4 of those matches. We beat Everton at the Emirates last season, final game. But Everton had just secured survival in the Premier League, and you could see the way they played. It was just like, we've done our job. We've been out partying, couldn't really care less. So I don't think we can kind of take that game as any kind of, marker as to how this one might go. We've not had some good performances against them, and we should, and I'll say that we should be able to win this game, and we should be able to win it quite convincingly. But in football, that don't always happen. But like I said, it's huge. We've got through 2 difficult away trips on the back of, a couple of defeats and a little sticky spell. And, we were going into that game against Aston Villa and Leicester away, where you're looking at it and you're thinking, this could be 2 difficult matches. This could be, more problems. And yeah, it's one of those where we've come through that. I thought that the game against Aston Villa, we were really good in the second half. Defensively, we looked a little shaky. But against Leicester, I thought it was complete and utter domination. Leicester didn't even have a single shot on target over 90 minutes. They didn't even have a corner in the game. And when you look at Leicester in an attacking sense, they're a good side, and the week before that, they went to Manchester United. And I know the end scoreline kind of, I'd say, flattered Manchester United in some respects. If you look at that opening 20 minutes of the game, if it wasn't for David De Gea, Leicester would have been 2, even 3-0 ahead. So they're dangerous. So that was a very, very big 3 points. And, we've got this game in hand. We're at home against Bournemouth. I believe our next 5 games, we're actually at home in 4 of them. I think that's right. Something along them lines. So I'm looking at our current fixtures, and we've got a run of games now until we hit around about April, where we play Manchester City, Chelsea and Newcastle in a row. And I think that's in about 8 games or so, something like that. So I think once we get to 5 games left of the season, we've got those 3 games, and then we've got 2, after I think we've got Brighton. And I can't remember who it was that we finished the season off. It might be Wolves. But anyway, we're talking about the now. And we've got to take each game at a time. We're getting close now. We're nearly getting towards single figures in terms of games, left. So we're getting close. We're getting very, very close. And, Gabriel Jesus is not far away from returning as well. And I think when he picked up that injury in the World Cup, if you would have said that we would be going into March, top of the league, potentially 5 points clear without Jesus, we'd have all turned around and said no chance. But he's not quite there yet, but he's nearly ready. So Listen, team lineup is going to be important, and this is what I would go with. In goal, Aaron Ramsdale, straightforward decision. Right back, Ben White, looked a lot better in his last game, more like his old self. So pretty straightforward one. Right centre back, William Saliba, no issues, no problems, absolutely fine. Left centre back, Gabriel. I see at the end of the game, people were trying to make the most of a little bit of a disagreement between Gabriel and Saliba. What I'll say on that is good. We kept a clean sheet. They didn't have a single shot on target, yet they weren't happy about something. That's good. That's a winning mentality. Don't mind that at all. Left back position, Zinchenko. I think he'll be important to, be that extra man in there. It's harsh on Tierney because he's a good player and he isn't getting a lot of minutes. And, there has been some talk about him possibly moving at the end of the season. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Football's a ruthless business. And we've got somebody like Zinchenko who's producing the goods. Quality player. Simple as that. In the midfield. Now, this is where there will be a bit of a decision to be made. Because Thomas Partey is back fit. Now, for me, Thomas Partey just brings a different level to Arsenal. Jorginho has been immense, absolutely immense. But Thomas Partey is just a level. It's a tough one, like I said. But for me, personal choice, preference, at home, I'd go with Thomas Partey. If he is 100% and there's no risk, then Thomas Partey all day long. Next up, we'll have Granit Xhaka. Of course, pretty straightforward one as well. I don't think you can have Partey and Jorginho. I think it has to be, Partey or Jorginho with Xhaka. So, yeah, pretty straightforward one for me. In the attacking areas, on the right-hand side, Bukayo Saka, immense. He's been immense all season. He is the go-to player, the one that grabs the games by the scruff of the neck when you need it, and he's been immense. In the middle, Martin Odegaard, I believe he will, be captain again. Brilliant gesture what he did against Leicester, letting Zinchenko take over the captain's armband on the anniversary of, what's going on in Ukraine. So superb. Shows the togetherness of the club. And that's a touching, gesture. Really good. But, yeah, Martin Odegaard's big performance needed. On the left-hand side, Martinelli. I thought, in the Leicester game, he looked dangerous. Maybe dropping out of the side, having a bit of a rest and, realising that he's got to work even more to keep his place. Done in the world of good. And the goal will have done in the world of good. So he goes in there. As the main striker, kind of a false nine, I'll go with what we done against Leicester. And that's Trossard. I thought he was excellent. I think that if he drifts out to that left-hand side and Martinelli plays inverted as the kind of striker, the false nine, that works so good as well. That's where we got our goal from. Trossard out on the left, switched roles with Martinelli, and it's as simple as that. So, yeah, that's what I would go with, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think that's a very strong lineup. So, it's a big game. We know what Everton are going to be able to do. We know what Sean Dyche is like. We know what they're going to, set up and how they're going to work. I don't think Dominic Calvert-Lewin is fit and available, which is good news for us. But yeah, it's going to be a game that we'll have to maybe be patient in. It'd be nice if we score early because then we can relax a bit. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. So listen, let me know in the comment section what you think. Let me know what you think the scoreline will be. Let me know what you think about that starting 11. Do you agree or disagree? As always, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.